We are not here for retaliation. We are here for truth-telling.
Troubling new details emerging in the first discovery of remains at a former BC residential school. First Nations leaders say a child's rib bone and tooth are part of what led them to launch the original search. Now, experts say another 160 acres, an area larger than Queen Elizabeth Park, still needs to be searched and could uncover more remains. Good evening. First Nations leaders are now appealing to the federal government for funding and documents to help uncover the full scope of what is beneath the earth and who was buried there. CTV's Allison Hurst joins us from Kamloops. Allison, another emotional day for many survivors and First Nations leaders.
Hearing science back up what elders have been saying for many, many years was certainly emotional. And there are continued and growing calls for the federal government to not just promise to do something, but actually take action. Emotions running high as the science supporting the truth of survivors is outlined.
First, the Knowledge Keepers oral histories that recall children as young as 6 years old being woken in the night to dig holes for burials in the apple orchard.
That's how the team knew where to look. Then they found a juvenile rib bone and tooth in the same area.
A juvenile tooth is not an indicator of loss of life, but given both discoveries, the possibility should not be discounted.
Using ground-penetrating radar, they found 200 locations where about a meter underground, the earth was disturbed. Given the size and depth, officials say it's likely a child's grave.
We had tried to mention over and over and over, there are many children missing who did not reach home.
Mona Jewell's 13-year-old sister died at the school. Her parents were only called after.
When they got there, they told my mom and dad that she had gotten sick and died. She was 13. And they wanted to know why wasn't she taken to a doctor, to the hospital. It was right across the bridge. And there were no answers.
The search for answers continues. Just 7,000 square meters have been searched, about the size of a football field. And there is still 650,000, or an area as big as Queen Elizabeth Park, to go.
It is not about laying blame. It's about creating that path forward that is going to find peace for our people.
The Tecumseh-Secwepemc First Nation is calling on the federal government to provide ongoing funding for their work and to release the attendance records from the school.
We will continue to recommit to sharing any and all records that the federal government has on helping identify these graves.
The chief tells us there will be more ground-penetrating work done elsewhere on the property and that it could take years before any excavation begins, if that's what they even decide to do. And that's because they want to work alongside other First Nations communities who had children attend the school. Scott?
Okay, thank you, Allison.